Hello and welcome to Scr1tno Knitting Project Podcast. My name is Sharon and this is episode 8, I believe. It's 24th of February 2019 and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and 3 cats and a dog, all of which are going to put in an appearance shortly. I've already done this once today. I've had technical issues. I keep having technical issues with my podcasts. Oh dear. Anyway, cracking on very quickly. Very different format. So welcome to any new viewers. This is not what it normally goes like. I've got a different backdrop because I've had to podcast downstairs instead of upstairs today. And I went to Unravel yesterday, which was absolutely fantastic, and I shall tell you all about that in a moment. But it's meant that it's completely thrown off everything that I've been doing. So there we go. The thought format for this is in a chat now, show the little bit of knitting I have done this week because I've had a bit of a week, and then there's going to be a bit in the middle which will be all about Unravel, so I'll hand you back to Sharon of yesterday who went to Unravel. So there'll be that, and then I'll record a haul. Well, I'll be honest, I've already recorded the whole video. That's been done. That's the way this day's going. So I'll hold you back to Sharon of this morning for the whole video. What a day. It's just gone brilliantly. So, yeah, went to Unravel yesterday, which is a yarn festival in Farnham in Surrey, not too far from me. And I met up with the amazing Laura from The Lonely Knitter, who is just the sweetest person. She's exactly like she is on her podcast. She's so funny, she's so down to earth, and I love her to pieces. And I've now adopted her as my yarn daughter. She also got on really well with my daughter, which was wonderful. My lovely daughter Katie, my eldest, acted as my chauffeur and drove me, and she got dragged around the yarn show, as you do, bless her heart. She's so good. She's actually a human tripod for some of this as well. And Katie and Laura got on really, really well as well. So Kate had a really good time, and that was mainly because we were with Laura, because Laura's just so much fun. Absolutely adore her. Hoping that over the summer and over the coming months I might be able to go towards her end of the world, and we could perhaps do a couple of joint podcasts, because that would be fantastic. I'd love to do that. So Laura, thank you so much. You completely made the day for me yesterday. It was been absolutely fantastic. And if I look really tired in my haul video at the end, I've just watched it back in editing and realised I've needed to re-edit this re-record this first bit. Yeah, I've just watched it back in editing. I look so tired. I'm absolutely waxed today. Apparently I can't quite cope with these things anymore. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about my knitting, because I managed to do a little bit of knitting this week, not a lot admittedly, but I have finished my Shell Cottage socks, which is sock 1 from the Sock Society by Curious Handmade, and these are knit in Lay Family Yarn Letters to My Valentine colourway. I just love it. I love the pinks in this. Such a pretty colour. Love the toes and cuffs as well. If I give you a close up there, the pattern, the stitch pattern, it's such a lovely pattern. It looks really complicated, but it really isn't. It's quite a simple pattern. I think I was chatting to my friend Kelly, Lay Family Yarn Kelly, earlier on in the week, and as her comment was, you get a lot of bang for your buck with it, and she's quite right, you do. It does look really good. It's very complicated for something that really isn't. It's lovely. I love it. So that's my first finished object of this week. So I did manage to finish 8. There is 2, honest. I can't really show them both, but there is 2 pair of socks. So that was those. And then the other pair of socks I finished are just a plain, I'm going to have lost the light now, that's going to be a slight problem. Plain vanilla socks, rounded toe, heel flap and gusset, twisted rib on my 2.5 Licky needles. And this is Nora George in her Charm colourway. And it's an MCN, so it's super soft and squidgy. It's really lovely. And these are, like the other ones, ends are woven in, blocked, soaking wet. This pair, I actually need to hang it up so they dry. But yeah, that's I'm really pleased with them. It's lovely, soft and squidgy, but only I would do soft and squidgy when it would appear the UK is now going to go straight into its summer, because it's something like 16 degrees out there this afternoon. It's really warm. Our patio door's been open all day. It's really warm. So yeah, so that's my socks, and that's pretty much all the knitting I've done this week. I have done a little bit of my Cozy Memories blanket, which I'll show you in a minute. If I go to my work in progress, which is in my Valentine's Day present from my hubby, which is a Craft House Magic project bag for Valentine's Day. In here I have my next cast on, which is literally just a cast on. I've got, there we go, just a little twisted rib at the top there, and it's in this, which is another new Nora George colourway, but sadly I haven't got the ball band with me at the moment, so I can't tell you what the name of it is. But yeah, it's so pretty, I love it. Oh. And that's going to be one of my socks for this week. I'm completely off project this week because I've had, I did say actually, I think at the end of my last podcast, all I wanted to do is knit socks. I've been absolutely struck by the sock knitting bug. It's been really funny. All I want to do is knit socks. So yeah, it's that's my knitting this week. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I suppose 2 pairs of socks is quite impressive. It feels, because I show a little bit of progress on every project. And the other thing I knit was the mystery blanket squares. I did do those, which I will show you, I think, on next week's podcast. It's the one that's the first one in March. I think that's it. So I will show you that, but on the first one of the next month. I had a few comments back that everybody would like to see it, so I'm going to show that, but I will give you a fair warning if you are doing it yourself and you don't want to see what they look like knitted up. Although chances are mine won't look an awful lot like yours anyway. Because, you know, these things, I tend to adapt every time I do something. I do something a bit different. I can't just do it as it says. Oh no. So yeah, I'll show you my Cozy Memories blanket in a minute. I had an amazing time yesterday. It was so much fun at the at Unravel. You'll see by the footage, I've got some great footage of me and Laura together chatting, which is brilliant. I'm really pleased about that. And as I said, bless my eldest daughter for taking me. So my Cozy Memory blanket, I've got this, which is Les Family yarn from her 12 Days of Christmas, and that is Nora George from 12 Days of Christmas. I love those 2 pinks. And then I think the rest of it is on this side. That is the last 2 from Sugar Tots from her 12 Days of Christmas. That one and that one. That is the socks I've just shown you, the Shell Cottage ones. That's Les Family yarn, Letter to My Valentine. That is a Stray Cat sock that's about a year old and has sat there on my table going, you need to put this in your Cozy Memories blanket. And the other day I couldn't be bothered to wind a mini, so I just grabbed it and popped it in. And then that's the cuff that I used on the socks that goes with that one. Yeah, so that's my Cozy Memory blanket. It's kind of growing, it's getting there. It feels quite long that way round actually. I'm almost up to date. I have to do today's square, but that's not unusual because I tend to do it while I'm editing the podcast. So yeah, that's all I want to say about my knitting this week really, other than obviously next week, hopefully. I don't think I'll be back on project next week, to be honest. I've just still got a lot going on at the moment, and real life has kind of got in the way. Very much so last week, like real life really got in the way last week. So hopefully Otherwise I rename this podcast Scr1tno Knitting Socks All the Time podcast. Hey, you can have a ring to it. We will see. Anyway, I'm going to hand you over now to Sharon of yesterday, who is going to tell you all about Unravel, and then joined by the amazing Laura. If you don't watch her podcast, go check it out. She's called The Lonely Knitter on everything. Go check her out. So I'll hand you over to Sharon of yesterday, who will tell you all about Unravel with Laura. And then there is a more grumpier version of me. I really apologise. I'm not doing the whole video again. Oh gosh, I knocked the camera. I'm not doing the whole video again. There is a limit to my patience today. But I will hand you over to the grumpier version of me this morning, as opposed to the more caffeinated version of me this afternoon. Anyway, obviously if you don't want to see all the whole video, it's all separate on the end, so you can just stop after the whole video. There isn't anything else, it's just the whole video. But hopefully stick around and watch Unravel, because Laura is brilliant on it. She's absolutely fantastic. Talking of which, I believe she's put up her Unravel episode this morning, so go check that out as well. But Laura, thank you for yesterday. I had an absolutely amazing time, and if you're going now, take care. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week. Bye. Hey, good morning everyone. It is Saturday the 23rd of February, and I have just got dressed. I'm wearing my EDT to go to Unravel. I am mega excited. It's the first time I've ever been to Unravel, and only my second yarn show, so a bit apprehensive, don't quite know what to expect, but mega excited because I'm going to get up to meet up with my friend Laura from the Lonely Knitter podcast and Jenny from Woolly Goodness Yarns, and hopefully I might get a bit of vlogging done going around the show. I'm fingers crossed that I get that sorted, but I'm done, I'm ready. It's 20 to 8, which is when we need to leave. What is going on with my makeup? Anyway, yeah, it's 20 to 8, we need to leave, and hopefully the next time I check in we'll be en route. Well, we've just got to Unravel. Katie's just popped out to scope out the building, see what's going on, and hopefully maybe find a coffee as well. That would be cool. Really excited. I messaged people to let them know we're here. We've got a parking space, which for me is essential because my knee's really bad at the moment. I'll say more about that on the podcast, but my knee's really bad, so walking's a bit impossible. I'm just watching everybody arrive in all their lovely knitwear, which is really exciting. Toft are here, which is great because Kate actually crochets, so I might be able to buy her something from Toft. And Whistle Bear, I can see them here. They've got both their vans are near where we are. I know Ida's house has just arrived, which is my local yarn shop, because I've just seen them. They're a couple of cars away from us. So yeah, it's really exciting. Can't wait to meet people. And yeah, less than an hour to go now. Okay, so whilst I'm waiting, let's see if I can prop you up. I might be able to prop you on there, sort of. There we go. There we go. So whilst I'm waiting, I am knitting on my sock, and of course it's white, so it's going to blow out like there's no tomorrow. I'm knitting on my sock. You can't. There we go. There, that's got it. Which is Dora George in her charm colourway. I've already done the first sock. That only took me a day. So I'm knitting on my sock, which is kind of cool. Katie's found a Starbucks, so she's going to go and get me a coffee, which I'm very pleased about. And I had a notification coming. I was like, did that just stop the recording? Yeah, very excited. I keep saying that, don't I? Obviously, I'm very excited. Maybe do a bit about what I'm going to buy. Dragon Hill Studio are here, which they do amazing self-striping yarn. And they've got a Easter egg colourway, which I know they've got for Unravel. So I'm hoping to get one of those. So I'm going to try and make my way straight to Dragon Hill yarn if I can. I want to get some rustic wool to make some Salby mittens for Kelly, Low Foam Yarns, because she really wants a pair. So I'm going to make those for her. So I want to try and get the wool from there. I think John Arbon are here, so I'm going to try and have a look there, see what I can get. And then the rest of it is just going to be anything that catches my eye. I've got Stranded are here. Definitely want to look across her booth. So no doubt there'll be lots of single skeins of sock yarn making their way into my collection, which I, will add to my collection with. I'm seriously considering designing a pattern that uses lots of single strands of sock yarn up. I'll think on that one. But yeah, my shopping list really is just Dragon Hill Studio and the yarn for Kelly's mitts. I might try and get the yarn for a DK faded cardigan or sweater, but I'll look into that. I'm not too sure on that one. And last time I went to the show, I wanted just to buy minis. I was just going to get souvenir minis from everywhere, which is fine. But to be honest, I've got so many minis at the moment. Okay, I'm going to talk to Laura because Laura has just messaged me. I will be back. So it occurs to me I don't have a podcast this week pretty much, so I think this is going to go out in its stead. What I'll possibly do is a haul video when I get home. I'll do that tomorrow morning, and then I'll edit all these bits together and make an episode out of that, if that's okay. I'm really sorry you're not going to get a proper episode. But that'll be this week's content. I've not had a great week. I've not been well, so it's been very much a sock knitting week. I'm knitting on my Nora George charm sock right now, and I finished the first sock. That's all done. It's an MCN 801010, which is lovely, and it's in my Sherry Iris bag at the moment. And I'm hoping to get the rest of this done today, to be honest. I finished my Shell Cottage socks. They are finished, they're washed, they're blocked, they're hanging up. They just need their photograph taken. This week has been very much socks, and I haven't had an awful lot of knitting time. I had Monday off instead of Friday, which kind of threw my schedule anyway, and I was doing my mystery blanket squares actually, so that made a difference, because obviously the I'm not showing them at the moment. I think I probably will, but not until the first podcast in March. So that'll be... Is next week the first podcast in March? I don't know. It might be. It'll be the week after. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll do a haul video and stick that together. And then if I can persuade Laura to do some bits to camera with me, I will do some for her on hers, and she can do some for me on mine. And that'll be it. It'll be quite a short one, I would imagine. Okay. So Scr1tno podcast and
the Lonely Knitter podcast.
Where are we?
We are.
We're at Unravel. It's going so well so far.
It's been a long day. I'm very hot. I'm still wearing wool.
Yeah, how are you still wearing that?
I'm like, I can't take it off now because the rest of my clothes are quite damp. Yeah, it's very hot. It's very hot.
So yeah, we've had a good day. Seen loads of people we know, even though they didn't know us, we knew them.
And a couple of people who did know us, which was amazing.
Definitely, that was cool. So we're finished now. It's oh wow, it's 3 o'clock.
I'm going home.
And yeah, you've got quite a long drive, haven't you?
170 miles.
I haven't got that long a drive, and neither am I driving because my daughter, who is currently our tripod, is my chauffeur for the day.
I would love a chauffeur. I would love to be able to knit all the way home for 3 hours.
And 25 stops, you might be able to.
Good point. There's a bright side.
Yeah, let's hope it's not. So we've had a really good time. We spent lots of money, and we will both do a haul video at some point.
Mine will be tomorrow. Actually, I might do it separate from my podcast.
I'm thinking this week, for me, you won't get a podcast. You will get this and the little bits that I did beforehand, because I'm not going to have I think tomorrow I'm going to be sitting on the sofa with my knee up.
Yeah. I think I will do a haul / finished object video basically, because I have knit on nothing else for a week.
No, that's the other problem I've got. I've got no knitting this week. I've got a pair of socks and a half pair of socks. Possibly a finished pair of socks. Sorry about the camera moving backwards and forwards. Our live tripod.
We have a live tripod.
A
live tripod with an aching arm.
Yeah, bless her.
Rowing yesterday.
You're cutting Laura out.
So yeah, this is a better angle for the face angle. For me anyway. Right.
So yeah, this will go up on my podcast.
I'll link it on my next episode, whenever.
Yeah, and I'll tag you in it if I can on YouTube somehow.
Do summer.
But we've had a great time, and
Lovely day.
we're going to do this again at some point.
Definitely. We might actually properly vlog it. I have a bravery issue. I don't... We see people and I'm like, oh, look, it's... No, I'm like... But I'm not talking to them.
I've been a bit better this time around. I have actually said something. It helps having little gifts, so you can go up and give people things.
Say hello, and then they're like, oh, thanks, and then you can have a chat.
And then you can have a talk.
We've had a little party bag.
Yeah, that's been cool.
That's about it.
Yeah. It's been a good day. So what have you bought to knit? You bought your new design, haven't you?
I am gonna get that Cozy Memories out. Started knitting another blanket. I'm gonna get that back out.
That's my fault. The mini addict thing, it apparently is contagious.
It is. It's awesome. By the end, you were done buying, and I was picking up minis and going, oh, minis, Sharon, minis.
Yeah, so that's cool. We're going to have to wrap this up just because our tripod's dying behind us.
Really?
Which is not even that slow. She's doing it quite quickly now.
Quietly, well done.
So I will stick this on my podcast, which is Scr1tno, and link to Laura.
No, you're going to cut my head off.
Link to Laura, who is just stay still because we're going to make our viewers sick.
Yeah, they're going to be hurling.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll link to Laura, who is
the Lonely Knitter.
Although possibly not quite so lonely today.
Yay!
This is the haul video because my haul was if there's a word above haul, that's pretty much what I've got. In my defence, some of this money was Christmas money as well. And I've just noticed that one of my little mini skeins has decided it's going to come undressed. Silly mini skein. So these are the first things. This is a mini set from Skein Queen. I don't know what was going through my head yesterday. I don't know whether the yarn fumes got to me, but there is an awful lot of yellow going on in my... I never buy yellow. So that's Skein Queen minis. And we've got West Green Loft yarns in her vintage peony colourway. Now I may or may not have 3 skeins of this. In fact, I'm sure I have. I'm sure this is what I bought. There's going to be 3 skeins of this, and I'm going to make, well, I was going to make an EDT with it by Isabel Kramer, but I actually saw another t-shirt jumper pattern that I really liked, and I'm thinking I might make that instead. So if I do, I will let you know. I'll let you know when I've decided, but I thought this was really pretty. I needed to make a super ED, so it may go as an ED. And also from West Green Loft Yarns, this is an MCN, because apparently that's my new addiction at the moment, is MCN sock wool. Look at that, speckles on that. Love that. So I'm going to make socks for those possibly this week, because you know I'm making all the socks at the moment. And then this is Life in the Long Grass, and again I love the colours on this. This is the typical single skein of sock yarn that you fall in love with and then go, oh, okay, what am I going to do with it? But I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. I am going to make socks out of it, because that is what I want to do at the moment. I think there's going to be 9 million lovely pairs of socks. Then I got these, sorry about the crinkling, from Easy Knits, which are minis, and they're singles minis. That's fab, that's a really good colour. The lighting is quite good actually. So that's set 1, and then that's set 2. So yeah, there's a definite green yellowy theme going on at the moment. So then I've got some spinning bats, again sorry for the crinkling. This is good old Spin City, love their bats. That one. I don't know if they've got their colour names on them, I don't think they have. So pretty. That's of course if I can have a spin again with my knee, because that's something that's happened this week, because my knee's been so painful I've not been able to spin. And then this is Unicorn. I don't think I can remember the name of this one. And that one might like be Mermaid Tail. Yeah, this might be Mermaid Tail, this is Unicorn. Oh, look at that, it's so pretty. So I'm hoping I can spin at some point. Right, and let's start unloading. Some of these have undone their little ball bands, which is annoying. Nothing to do with the companies, I hasten to add, it's to do with the fact I threw them on the floor by accident. So this is Line Out, and this is Chepstow Sock 4-ply, which is 75% Blue Face Leicester and 25% nylon. And it is Dragon Hill Studios, which I love their yarn. I love their self-striping yarn. And I adore the way they package their product. Apart from anything else, I adore the way they package their product, because it is always ready to go. Right, can I just say that this is not sparkly? It is actually just covered in stellina from my spinning bats. The one of those bats has got all over the place. So yeah, it's so pretty. There's that one. I'm actually just going to, excuse the crinkling, I'm going to put these bats away because they are covering everything in stellina. Right, so next out is a Dusty Dimples. I bought a few, I'm now eating stellina. I bought a few Dusty Dimples. This is Harmony. Such a pretty pink. Do you know what? I've just realised I've wanted to knit, because I love this cardigan. This is not knitted, I hasten to add. This is a shop bought cardigan. And all I want is a pink, baby pink hand knit cardigan for the summer. And I've never found the right pink. I'm just looking at this and I can see it against here. And I'm thinking, this is the perfect pink for knitting my cardigan. So I might message her and see if I can get a few more skeins, because I love that. I love that pink. Originally I bought it for heels, toes and cuffs, because I thought it would be great as a tonal for heels, toes and cuffs, because I love the colour so much. But now I'm like, oh, actually I could knit a garment from it. Funny, isn't it, when you're chatting things through and then you go, oh, actually. And then this is Stranded, the lovely Amy, who was so sweet, bless her. Loved going to say hi to her at her booth, even though I was really nervous. So I just leave this here. This is, what is this called? Something Valentine, isn't it? Anti-Valentine. I love it. This is a cashmere as well. 80-10-10, because I'm all about the cashmere at the moment. So yeah, meant to say hi to Amy and her mum, who was super sweet. And then Ellie Skein Deer was talking to them, me and Laura were both a bit like, oh, okay, we'll leave that one for a minute. Because we were a bit shy, bless. But yeah, so I know Amy was lovely. But to nick a segment from Amy's weather forecast, podcast very briefly. Her weather forecast segment was where I was going with that. It's February in the UK. It has been known to snow quite a lot in February in the UK. Just at the moment, I'm looking that way because I have big patio doors. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning and it's something like 14 degrees out there. It's really warm. And I can't help thinking, if it's going to be 14 degrees in February, what is our summer going to be like? It's going to be roasting. This might be the year that we have to get air conditioning. The UK might just have to embrace the fact that it now needs air conditioning. Oh dear. Anyway, so this is Anti-Valentine Superwash Merino Cashmere Nylon, and yes, I am definitely making socks out of that, and that's definitely in my sock queue for sometime soon. So, as you all know, I'm really good friends with Kelly from Lay Family Yarns, and she had some yarn there. And of course, if there's some Lay Family yarn, I have to get it. But I have to say, this is so pretty. Absolutely love it. So pretty. So again, this will be a sock. This will be a pair of socks. Be interested to see how many pairs of socks I can knit, you know, this month. Aha, this is the other West Grain Off Yarns one. Yeah, Vintage Peony. So this is definitely what I'm going to make that ED out of, if it's an ED. So I won't show you those again. Then I've got some minis from Skein Heroine, who these are naturally dyed, and it's British wool, which are lovely. 100% Blue Face Leicester. And how on earth do you naturally dye those colours? They are incredible. And B, how perfect are they for heels, toes and cuffs, bearing in mind it's 100% Blue Face Leicester. So perfect, and that's her logo. They were lovely as well. Really sweet lady. Oh yeah, we're not done. Both Laura and I fell in love with Dusty Dimples minis. Look, oh, they're lovely. We both got a pack of these. And Laura cast hers on straight away. I think she's making a blanket with hers. Mine will go in one of my many blankets. But yeah, that's really pretty. No, you Sharon, they're going in blankets. You can't make scrappy socks with them. Oh, it's all about the socks. I really shouldn't have gone to a yarn show when I was just in sock mode, should I? Now this one was on my I must buy list. And again, it's Dragon Hill Studio. And it's an Easter colourway for Cadbury's Mini Eggs. And wow, have they nailed it. Even down to the Cadbury's coloured ribbon on their packaging. Absolutely love it. So this isn't going to be long before this gets cast on either. Oh, so many casts on, so little time. It's another Vintage Peony. I needed 3 skeins for the ED. Right, what else have we got? We have got more Dusty Dimples now, because I adore her yarn so much. And this is Cadet Blue. That is blowing out a little bit. It's a bit more, it's not as blue, it's a little bit more lavender in real life. I don't know, I say this because on my screen it blows out, and then I look it back, I play it back and go, actually no, that was fine. So yeah, that's pretty. And then this one is Mistress of the Sea. I think they went together really well actually. So these might be a shawl, because I haven't got a blue shawl actually, and I really could do with a fingering weight blue shawl, but I fell in love with these speckles on it. I thought the speckles were lovely. So yeah, I really liked that one. And then there was this one, which I also fell in love with the speckles on. Oh, that's gorgeous, another Dusty Dimples, and it's I Smell Children. And I adore that. So pretty. And then another stranded MCN, which again is definitely going to be socks. I have a lot of MCN socks. Only I would start knitting really thick, warm, woolly socks as the weather turns. It's just the way my life goes, it really is. Right, and that is pretty much it. Oh, probably should show you. This was the tote bag. The Unravel tote bag, still with its tag on it. That was the Unravel tote bag, which we got. Laura and I have matching ones. I bought an enamel pin from Pom Pom. And I popped to John Arbon. Because I wanted some rustic wool, or more rustic wool, and this is double knit by numbers. Which I am going to make some mittens out, and that's black and that's red. I'm going to make some mittens for someone who's requested a pair of mittens, and she would really like red, so I've got those ones. Yeah, that is my haul, and a haul it was too. The last time I went to a yarn show, I've only been to two, and I went to the Southern Wool show last year, and my idea was I was just going to buy mini skeins, like one mini skein from each stall, so that I could have a collection and go, oh, that's my my memories of this show. But I've got so many mini skeins from things I had for Christmas and the clubs that I'm doing, I was like, I really don't need any mini skeins at the moment. I mean, I have bought some, don't get me wrong, I'm a mini skein addict, but I did think I can do more with proper skeins of yarn. Oh yeah, and it's very much socks at the moment. I'm loving my socks. So that was my haul. If you stuck with me this far to the end, then thank you so much. I have no idea what this podcast is going to look like. I don't feel like I've been speaking at all, but I just noticed I'm at 25 minutes, so I've managed to do this for about half an hour. It does also occur to me that my shopping order should have been here by now and hasn't been. I don't know where that is. Probably should phone them in a minute. But hey, at least I managed to get this done, so I can get to editing now. And then, as I said, there is not going to be very comprehensive show notes this week, just because I just haven't got... I would say I haven't got the time. I need to be able to rest up a little bit today after yesterday. So I need to make that a priority. So my afternoon is going to be watching the Bakery Bears pop because they're doing their Patreon only podcast this afternoon, so I'm looking forward to that. Sitting on the sofa and knitting socks. That is my afternoon planned. I think that's it. I don't think I've got anything else to say. Again, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully back to normal next week, even if it's just copious amounts of sock knitting. I hope you all are okay wherever you are. Take care. See you next week.
Just pile. We can start with this.
I think we do Laura's first, definitely.
This is wrapped in plastic so we can put it on the dirty table.
This is true. So, the table's not that dirty, it's a bit crummy.
Oh, it's wobbly. It's so wobbly. Okay.
Laura's. Might have been a bit into a frame.
Wait. Oh, those minis. Go this way. Oh, wait.
More wall than that, but that's the top. I like those three colours together, don't you?
Here's Daisy Cup.
If my husband sees any of this,
It'll squeeze into one bag. I've only got one bag for me.
yeah, if I can squash it under a project bag. Okay, that's it.
Or into a project bag, and just say it's already, you know.
That's it, I'm done.
You're done.
Done.
Right, so we're going to have to pick that up to actually see.
I want that still. Okay, I'm gonna put it all back in the bag. And then we can get yours out and I don't have to feel so ashamed.
That's Laura's.
I've definitely got a slightly dirty feeling.
Next I get mine out.
I felt
Get the stairs out.
wow hard. Just going back in the bag. There is no way I'm getting back this fast, my husband. No way.
Maybe you just say that I give it to you the bag.
Okay.
Good point. Then you're not lying. He doesn't have to know you've got confidence.
Sharon bought me this. This. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, I can totally swing it. I'm gonna say to him, Sharon bought me this bag, and he might believe that this bag, he might believe this bag is full of yarn I didn't pay for.
Sounds like you've been around nicking it all the time.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? I paid for everything in the bag.
Oh, and I lied. This
Not
is Laura's.
This is Sharon's, this is not my stuff. This one, I did see that, it's because it was darker upstairs. It didn't come out like that in the light, it's lovely.
Oh, okay. I'm not showing this.
Oh, secret.
Secret project. Spinning. My stuff is all in a